Angel Falls drops 979 meters from a flat-topped sandstone mountain known as a tepua in southeastern Venezuela. The surrounding Canaima National Park is a UNESCO World Heritage Site filled with dense rainforest, rivers, and dramatic cliffs. The waterfall is fed by rainfall collected on the plateau, and much of its flow becomes mist before reaching the ground. Indigenous Pemon communities have lived in this region for centuries, and the area remains largely inaccessible except by river journeys and small aircraft. Tugela Falls descends approximately 948 meters from the amphitheater escarpment in Royal Natal National Park. The Drakensberg Range was formed by ancient volcanic activity, creating steep cliffs and high plateaus. During the rainy season and after storms, multiple streams merge into powerful cascades. Snow sometimes dusts the peaks in winter, feeding the river system. The surrounding park is home to antelope species, rare birds, and unique alpine vegetation adapted to high-altitude conditions. Bambara Canada Falls drops about 263 meters in the Badula district, formed by streams flowing through Sri Lanka's Central Highlands. The surrounding landscape is part of the island's hill country, shaped by tectonic uplift and long-term erosion. Tea plantations, cloud forests, and cool mountain air define the region. The waterfall flows strongest during the monsoon season, feeding rivers that eventually drain toward the southeastern plains. Vinnufossen drops about 865 meters from the Vinnufjellet mountain near Sundal. It is fed by the Vinnu River, which originates from melting snow and glacier high in the Scandinavian mountains. The waterfall splits into multiple tiers as it descends steep rock faces before joining the Driva River below. The surrounding region features deep fjords formed by glacial erosion during the last ice age, with steep cliffs, pine forests, and cold alpine weather shaping the landscape. Gokta Falls drops around 771 meters through dense rainforest in the Amazonas region of northern Peru. It was largely unknown internationally until the early 2000s, despite being known locally for generations. The waterfall is fed by mountain streams that cut through the Andean foothills before reaching the Amazon basin. The surrounding ecosystem is rich in orchids, hummingbirds, monkeys, and rare amphibians that thrive in the humid cloud forest environment. Multnomah Falls drops 189 meters in two major tiers along basalt cliffs formed by ancient volcanic lava flows. Located near the Columbia River Gorge, the area was shaped by Ice Age floods that carved deep canyons through the landscape. The waterfall is fed by underground springs and seasonal rainfall, surrounded by moss-covered forests, hiking trails, and scenic viewpoints that attract millions of visitors each year. Jog Falls drops about 253 meters along the Sharavati River in Karnataka. During monsoon rains, it becomes a roaring four-stream cascade known as Raja, Rani, Rover, and Rocket. In dry seasons, the flow reduces significantly due to upstream hydroelectric projects. The Western Ghats are a UNESCO biodiversity hotspot, home to dense forests, elephants, leopards, and countless endemic plant species that thrive in the humid tropical climate. Brown Falls plunges about 836 meters from Lake Brown into Doubtful Sound. The surrounding fjordland region was carved by glacier over millions of years, creating deep fjords, sheer cliffs, and dense temperate rainforests. Heavy rainfall is common here, feeding countless waterfalls across the landscape. The isolation of the area preserves its untouched natural beauty, with limited human access and rich biodiversity. Wallaman Falls drops 268 meters in one continuous plunge within Garingan National Park. The waterfall is part of the Herbert River system, flowing over ancient volcanic rock formations. The surrounding wet tropics rainforest is one of the oldest surviving rainforests on Earth, home to cassowaries, tree kangaroos, and rare plant species that evolved over millions of years in isolation. Cachoeira da Fumica drops about 340 meters in Chapada Diamantina National Park. It is fed by seasonal rains that flow over sandstone plateaus shaped by ancient geological uplift. Strong winds often blow the water sideways, creating a smoky mist effect that gives the waterfall its name. The surrounding region features caves, table mountains, and unique cerrado vegetation adapted to dry, rocky conditions. Della Falls drops about 440 meters into Great Central Lake on Vancouver Island. The region was shaped by glacial activity during the last ice age, creating steep valleys and rugged terrain. Accessible mainly by boat and hiking, the area remains largely untouched. The surrounding temperate rainforest supports black bears, eagles, and ancient cedar trees that thrive in the cool, wet coastal climate. Glima drops about 198 meters in western Iceland near Hvalfjörður Fjord. The waterfall is fed by the Botna River, which flows through lava fields and basalt formations created by volcanic eruptions. Visitors cross rivers and steep hiking paths to reach viewpoints. The surrounding landscape features moss-covered lava, geothermal activity, and stark contrasts between ice and fire that define Iceland's geology. Piedra Veleda drops around 453 meters when active, flowing from rain-fed streams in the Sierra Madre Occidental. Copper Canyon is actually larger and deeper in places than the Grand Canyon, carved by rivers over millions of years. The region contains pine forests, deep gorges, and indigenous Tarahumara communities who live in remote mountain areas and maintain traditional lifestyles. Murrenbach Falls drops about 417 meters into the Lauterbrunnen Valley, one of the most waterfall-rich valleys in Europe. The Alps were formed by tectonic collision between the African and Eurasian plates, creating towering peaks and deep valleys. Snowmelt feeds the waterfall seasonally, and the surrounding region features alpine meadows, villages, and dramatic cliffs that attract hikers and climbers. Iguazu Falls stretches nearly 3 kilometers across subtropical rainforest along the Iguazu River. The system contains over 250 individual waterfalls formed by volcanic rock and river erosion. The region is part of a UNESCO World Heritage Site rich in biodiversity, including jaguars, toucans, and butterflies. The constant spray creates rainforest microclimates that sustain dense vegetation year-round. Hyatrung Falls drops about 365 meters in the Tirtharam district of eastern Nepal. It is fed by streams originating in the mid-Himalayan ranges, where constant uplift from the Indian and Eurasian plate collision continues, shaping the landscape. The region is covered in dense rhododendron forests, terraced farmland, and deep gorges carved by fast-flowing rivers. During monsoon season, rainfall dramatically increases the water volume, turning the falls into a powerful cascade surrounded by mist and cloud-covered peaks. Treberg Falls drops about 163 meters in multiple stages through the Black Forest in Baden-Württemberg. The region is shaped by ancient granite and sandstone formations, heavily forested hills, and cool temperate climate. Meltwater and rainfall feed the Gutak River, which forms the waterfall. The surrounding area is a popular tourist destination with hiking trails, traditional villages, and wildlife such as deer, foxes, and numerous bird species adapted to forest life. Datayan Falls drops about 70 meters across limestone cliffs on the Guichun River in Guangxi Province. The region is characterized by dramatic karst topography formed by millions of years of limestone erosion, creating sharp peaks, caves, and underground rivers. The waterfall is strongest during the rainy season when monsoon waters swell the river. Surrounding subtropical forests support diverse wildlife, including rare bird species and unique plant ecosystems adapted to humid limestone terrain. Bangiosi Falls drops about 30 meters but spans over 300 meters wide, making it one of the largest waterfalls in Asia by volume and width. It is fed by the Kisun River, which flows through limestone karst terrain in Kaobang Province. The region features terraced rice fields, tropical vegetation, and dramatic mountain landscapes. Seasonal monsoon rains significantly increase the flow, creating powerful cascades that support surrounding agriculture and biodiversity. Siguragura Falls drops about 250 meters along the Asahan River in North Sumatra. The waterfall is part of a hydroelectric system fed by Lake Toba, one of the largest volcanic lakes in the world. The surrounding region is shaped by volcanic activity, dense rainforest, and mountainous terrain. It is home to orangutans, tigers, and diverse bird species, making it one of Indonesia's most ecologically significant areas. Gavarni Falls drops about 422 meters within the Cirque de Gavarnie, a massive natural amphitheater carved by glacier during the Ice Age. Meltwater from snowfields and glacier feeds the waterfall, especially during spring and early summer. The surrounding Pyrenees mountains feature rugged peaks, alpine meadows, and protected national parkland rich in biodiversity and traditional pastoral landscapes. Salto del Larga consists of several cascades along the larger river, formed by ancient volcanic lava flows that reshape the riverbed. The region features a Mediterranean climate with dry summers and wet winters, supporting agriculture such as vineyards and orchards. The surrounding basalt cliffs and green valleys create a striking contrast, making it a popular stop for travelers exploring Chile's central region. Salto del Tequendama drops about 132 meters on the Bogotá River. The waterfall sits at the edge of the Andes Plateau, where tectonic uplift created steep escarpments and valleys. The surrounding area includes cloud forests with high humidity and diverse wildlife. Historically, it held cultural significance for indigenous Muisca people, who considered it a sacred site linked to mythology and creation stories. Blue Nile Falls drops about 42 meters near Lake Tana in northwestern Ethiopia. It is fed by seasonal rains that dramatically increase water volume between June and September. The surrounding highlands are part of the Ethiopian plateau, formed by volcanic activity and uplift. The region features rugged terrain, fertile soils, and is considered one of the cradles of ancient human civilization. Kwangsai Falls descends about 60 meters in multiple tiers near Luang Prabang. The water is rich in limestone, giving it a striking turquoise color. The surrounding region is covered in dense tropical forest with caves, wildlife, and limestone formations. The waterfall is part of a larger karst system shaped by erosion and underground water flow, creating pools and cascades that support both tourism and local ecosystems.